tentative one right there. But moving back towards the love triangle thing, those are my biggest problems with the character Courtney out of there. Look at how much time that soaked up. The next character I want to discuss, Gwen. In season 1, her relationship with Trent was much better built up. Unlike Duncan and Courtney, they didn't really complement each other or fill in character traits that really needed fixing or anything, but they clicked. Their relationship was believable. They got together. It seemed like they got along pretty well. Yeah, their relationship was believable, and that didn't entirely define Gwen's character. It was kind of an element in the story. It was a nicely written romance side plot. But Gwen herself, even when Trent left season 1, she still stuck around and decided that she was going to stick around and try to get the million. Gwen was a pretty well thought out, interesting character. She's unique, she's independent, but that seems to be completely gone in season 3. It seems like she becomes absolutely obsessed with getting together with Duncan. That's all she talks about. The only character interactions she has seem to be either leading in the direction of her getting together with Duncan or talking about Duncan or something like that. And just, Gwen is not the kind of character that becomes completely obsessed with the relationship. That's not the entire basis behind her character. That's really my biggest problem with Gwen in season 3. It seems like so much of her character was undermined and overhauled, just like with Courtney. As a matter of fact, I'd say their character development is some of the worst out of the entire cast in season 3. They went through the shredder the most, and that's made obvious by the fact that the Duncan, Gwen, Courtney love triangle was one of the biggest focuses in season 3, next to the Alejandro-Heather couple build-up, and how much the damn season seemed to revolve around Alejandro in the first place. God, I didn't mean to curse or really bring up venting in this particular video, but, well, seriously, these two characters had so much potential, and it's completely undermined. They're two of the most popular characters. They're two of the most popular characters in the entire series, too. Every other time a piece of fan art pops up in my DA inbox, there's bound to be at least a picture of either Courtney or Gwen somewhere in the mix. Somewhere in there. They're two of the most popular female characters on the entire freaking show. And then just seeing their characters kind of torn apart by this absolutely ridiculous love triangle, jeez, it wasn't worth it. If the writers really wanted to build up this love triangle so badly, or actually introduce it as being plausible, I'd say it could play out like this. When Duncan first shows back up, I'd actually say that Duncan and Courtney were probably bound to break up anyway. I could see it playing out more like this. If Duncan were in character, he'd probably try to work things out with Courtney, and if he was fed up enough, he'd probably end up breaking up with her. And then that's where the Duncan and Gwen thing would start to come in. And it'd probably be fairly easy to build that couple up. Yeah, Courtney would be pretty bitter, but I'd say a better reaction on her part, seeing him get together with Gwen after Duncan broke up with her. Yeah, she'd be upset, but she wouldn't be as hell-bent on revenge as she was. She might want revenge of some sort, but I don't think that would be her entire goal. And heck, you could probably still have Alejandro come in and have his convoluted seduction crap going on in the background. But I think it could have played out better that way. Actually, I might as well bring up this point too. I don't really think Duncan would be the cheating type. He seems like he'd be pretty loyal to his girlfriend. Heck, in season 2, when it looked like Courtney was going to get together with Justin, albeit temporarily, he didn't look pretty happy about that. And you'd think that he'd probably hold the same kind of moral standard or something, that since he's with Courtney, he wouldn't be looking at any other gals. He wouldn't really be getting together with any other girls. I mean, the Duncan Gwen thing really first started popping up in season 2. It didn't break him up. But in season 3, he just goes ahead and takes the plunge and just... I'm not against Duncan and Gwen being a couple. I just think it could have been better written in without completely demolishing the characters that Courtney, Duncan, and Gwen were as a whole. Duncan really, I don't think his character was changed too much by this, or too much of his character was ripped up. But Courtney and Gwen, on the other hand, yeah, definite changes, definite... Actually, I'm probably wrong about Duncan, but I'd probably have to go back and watch it again to really see what sort of changes in character development there were for him, because as far as I know, he was pretty much acting the same as he had in the previous couple seasons. He was still Duncan. Well, at his most basic level, there wasn't really any undertones of him still being the nice guy or something like that. That part of his character development kind of disappeared, but beyond that, he really didn't change much. And I guess that's kind of disappointing. As a matter of fact, the love triangle kind of makes him look more like a jerk than anything else. It really kind of, yeah, that was negative character development for him, too. Just not as drastically as it was for Courtney and Gwen. The love triangle in and of itself, pretty ridiculous and unnecessary plot device, in my opinion. It almost plays out like something somebody would write in a convoluted fan fiction. I don't mean to be rude or anything when I say that, but I'd say there's some merit to that, because as a fan fiction author myself, it is pretty darn easy to write characters out of character if you want a certain couple to take place. That's what happens in fan fiction writing. That's when characters really get mangled or not written as they would be on the show. I'm not saying there aren't fan fictions where the characters are written completely in character. I'm just saying the love triangle kind of played out like a badly written fan fiction. I really hate to end this on a negative note like that, but that's really one of my bigger nitpicks with Season 3. I'm probably going to be making another video about my biggest nitpick with Season 3, or my greatest problem or issue with it, but that's definitely for a different video. This is Eon, signing off. Bye.